Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Dr. Alessandro. Please like and subscribe. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about etiquette for responding to or, well, showing up to interviews. So this is very important because a lot of employers or potential employers are, of course, looking for folks to help become parts of their team. And so if you look for ads and you see some ads and they're interesting and you reply to the ads and you're invited for an interview, of course, it's very, very important to show up for the interview. Now, if you can't make it and you know you can't make it, then please, by all means, send a text or a phone call, make a phone call, or do something to let the possible future employer know that for whatever reason there's an emergency, something happened, or you found another job, that you will not be making the interview. This is really critically important. Now, and again, if for whatever reason you don't feel like that particular office or team is a fit for you, or you don't think that you could blend in well, again, please let folks know in advance and don't simply no-show for interviews. I'm saying this because I've been no-shown twice for an open EFTA position by the same person. And so, it's one thing where the first time I texted this person to make sure they were okay, and their answer was that they had a lot of stuff going on in their family life with a couple of deaths in the family recently. And that's okay, I understand that. I mean, that's a pretty tragic thing and a pretty sad thing, very difficult emotionally. And that certainly is a reason for maybe things to not quite work out timing wise, or you can forget. And with something that big, that's in the family for folks that you really love and care for, a lot of stuff can happen, and that can be very difficult to process. And yeah, you can forget about things, and totally understandable. But then when you no-show the second time, then I actually at that point have to seriously doubt your motivations and your ability to be a reliable part of the team. Let's face it, because there was no notice the first time, and then there was the reasoning, which is okay, I accept that, but there was no notice this time either. So 2 strikes and you're out, folks. I mean, if you have a good reason once, that's fine, but you can't do that, because let's face it, as you all know, the dental community is a pretty small one, so word of mouth can travel. If somebody asks me about this particular person, I'm just going to tell them didn't show up for 2 interviews. Never texted, never said, hey, sorry, I can't make it because of X, Y, or Z in either case. So I'll let the other person who's asking about this particular individual decide what they want to do. If they want to pursue this individual or not, that's up to them. But I have to tell them honestly, this is what happened. So that said, again, if you can't make an interview, let the person know. If you have a conflicting thing or you found another job or whatever, just please be courteous enough, kind enough to let the people that are going to interview you know that you cannot make it or you're not interested. That way they can, find the time for another candidate or do other things in the process instead of showing up and wasting their time. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I always have a lot of things to do. So as some of you know from social media, I have quite a lot of things on my plate. And so, is it hard for me to find something else to do if somebody doesn't show up for an interview? Not really, no. I mean, there's always something here that needs to be done. And so I find a way to take care of it. And so I have a little bit of time to do that in this case. But nevertheless, I'd taken the time to show up early and prepare for an interview and to take it seriously. And the other person obviously did not. So don't be that person. Show up for your interviews if you can. If you can't, let the people know. And be courteous, be kind, because that's really the best way to be. And thank you so much for joining me on my channel. I really appreciate it, and I hope you're all staying well and healthy.